This is chat session for Chapter 7, Section 6 of the MGF 1107 course. The chat session topics are modeling data, exponential, logarithmic, and quadratic functions. Textbook section is 7.6, Chapter 7, Section 6. Data presented in a visual form as a set of points are called a scatter plot. The scatter plot has the points plotted but not connected. So what I have drawn here was sample points, but the points not connected is an example of a scatter plot. The line that passes through on or near the points is called a regression line. This is the line that best fits the data points. And let me draw. Modeling with exponential functions. Now we'll go on to the next page. Y equals b raised to the x, or f of x equals b raised to the x. This is the exponential function with base b. Now, the graphs of an exponential function either are increasing or decreasing. And I'll show you what I mean by that. But the graphs will not be a straight line. They will have a curve to them. Here is a decreasing function, but it is exponential. Here is an increasing function, but it is also exponential. Now, if the b value is between 0 and 1, we will have a decreasing function. But if the b value is greater than 1, we will have an increasing function. B is always a positive number and not equal to 1. The role of the letter E, approximated by 2.7183, can be applied to an exponential function. E is considered a natural base, and f of x equals e raised to the x is called a natural exponential function. Now, modeling with logarithmic functions. This is for x greater than 0, b greater than 0, and b not equal to 1. Y equals log base b of x is equivalent to b raised to the y equals x. The first one is called logarithmic form, and the second one is called exponential form. The word logarithm means exponent. An abbreviation for logarithm is LOG. The y is the exponent, and the b is the base. Definition of a quadratic function. Y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, or f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c, where the highest exponent for x is 2, and a, b, and c are real numbers, and a does not equal 0. Otherwise, we lose the second degree term. The graph of any quadratic function is a graph called a parabola. If a is greater than 0, the parabola opens up. If a is less than 0, the parabola opens down. So a greater than 0, we say the parabola opens up. A less than 0, we say it opens down. And here's what the parabola looks like when we say it opens up. The arrows point upward. And if it opens down, the U-shaped graph has the arrows pointing downward. Now, on a parabola, we have different parts of a parabola, and we're going to talk about those different parts of a parabola. If we have a parabola opening up, we have a minimum point called the vertex. If we have a parabola opening down, we have a maximum point called the vertex. Now, if the equation is in the form y equals a x minus h quantity squared plus k, the coordinates of the vertex are hk. But if the equation is in the form y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, to find the x coordinate of the vertex, we calculate the opposite of the b value divided by 2a, once we know the x value of the vertex, we plug in this number for x and solve for the y-coordinate of the vertex. Now, one more part of the parabola. Again, remember our parabolas either open up or open down. And we just talked about the vertex, that each parabola will have a vertex. And then the final part is an imaginary vertical dotted line that passes right through the vertex. And this an imaginary dotted vertical line is called the axis or line of symmetry. And remember, the point was referred to as the vertex. To find the equation for the axis or line of symmetry, use x equals, and it will be the number for the x-coordinate of the vertex. So, if the vertex was the point 2, 7, the equation for the line or axis of symmetry would be x equals 2. Now, we're going to go on to the next section. In this next section, the chat session topics are percent, sales tax, and income tax, and simple interest. And this is textbook sections 8.1 and 8.2. Now, first of all, expressing a fraction as a percent. We divide the numerator by the denominator. We multiply the quotient by 100. And then we add a percent sign. So for instance, 3/8 equals 0.375, and multiplying 0.375 times 100, we get 37.5, and then we put on a percent sign, expressing a decimal as a percent. We move the decimal point 2 places right, and we attach a percent sign. So in other words, 6.123 becomes 612.3%. Now, suppose we are expressing a percent as a decimal number. This is our next topic, continued on the next page. Move the decimal point 2 places left. Remove the percent sign. So if we start with 14.36%, that becomes 0.1436. Sales tax amount. We take the tax rate times the item's cost, and we get the tax amount. So if we have 7% tax rate and price of item is $30, we will go 7% times $30, which gives us 0.07 times $30, which gives us $2.10 for tax amount. And keep in mind, the word of means to multiply. So if we say 7% of a number, it's telling us to multiply. Now, discount, remember, means to reduce prices. So the formula is discount rate times original price equals discount amount. So therefore, if we have 20% is the discount rate, we would have 20% times $40, if $40 was the original amount, which is 0.20 times $40, and that gives us $8, which would be the discount amount. And the sale price would equal the original price minus the discount amount. So we would have $40 minus $8 equals $32, which would be our sales price. Now, percent and income tax. Adjusted gross income equals gross income minus adjustments. What is taxable? Income. Taxable income is the adjusted gross income minus exemptions and deductions. Income tax is tax computation minus tax credits. See Table 8.1, page 448 for 4 filing status categories. Marginal tax rates. Marginal tax rates are the tax rates in the left column assigned to various income ranges. Margins. These are various income ranges. Now, what about percent increase? Percent increase is equal to amount of increase divided by the original number. And then converted to a percent. Percent decrease is equal to amount decreased divided by the original number and then converted to a percent. Now, simple interest, and this is section 8.2. Interest is the same as finding principal times rate times time. Now, principal is the amount of money you start with. Rate is your annual interest rate written as a decimal. Time is the number of years. So principal amount of money we deposit or borrow. Rate, annual interest rate written as a decimal. Time in terms of years. So the formula is I, interest, is equal to principal times rate times time. That's your interest formula. Now, suppose you're out to find future value. If you have A equals P, 1 plus RT, A is considered the future value of P dollars at simple interest rate R as a decimal for T years. And this concludes our chat session on 7, 6, 8, 1, and 8, 2. Please let me know if I can help you in any way. You have my email address. You have my location of my office. I'll be glad to assist you. Have a good day.